Okay guys, I want to share with you today how I called almost the exact bottom on TPX. And you have to picture at the time, this red candle here, you see that tail, not very easy for me to draw. This was actually at the time a solid red candle, right? As it was forming, so I didn't do very good there. But anyway, so it was a huge red candle. If you look on the chart, you see one here, but you don't see too many of them, okay? So this was down and you had a base to the left here. These are daily candles, by the way, right at that $40 area. So you've got a good 7 or 8 days worth of trading right at 40 bucks not too long ago. You've got a big candle and you've got that purple line there is the 200 day. So support, the 200 day plus an intraday big move is a good combination for a possible turn. Okay, let me switch to 5-minute candles here. Okay, so this is an intraday chart now, 5-minute candles. You can see it had this big push here, little bear flag, and then another push. And right at this point, it was very close. Well, it was basically in that area I just showed you, 200-day and price support. So at this point, I switched to a smaller time frame candle. Let me do that now. Okay, these are 2-minute candles, and the reason I do that is sort of like an X-ray technique. It lets you look inside of the longer time frame, like the 5-minute candle. You know, using a smaller time frame. So I switched to 2s, and I went ahead and made the call in the chat room for a TPX on a 2 setup, meaning the first time it breaks a previous 2-minute candle's high. So the long here on TPX was 40.29 because the high of this candle here is 40.28. So when the next 2-minute candle starts, if it gets to 40.29, I'm long. This actually on the next candle went down first. You can't really tell by when I show you the candle. It went down first and then took out the high. So 40.29 is the long, and our stop's going to be below the next candle's low. Okay, see, it went down first and then took off. So 40.29 entry, 40.06 stop. And then as I scroll, you can see it just kept climbing and climbing. And the market's actually still open for another 18 minutes, but I am done for the day. Whenever I have a really nice day, I don't even want to give a nickel back in the afternoon. So it's sitting up here almost $1.20 above where I called it, and literally the entry was, you know, very close to the bottom of that tail. So that's how I called, that's what the method I used to call TPX and how I found it and everything else. Let me go over the other calls from the day. CREE, this was actually my first call of the day. Didn't even have this on watch, right? But all of a sudden you get this opening 5-minute candle really strong. And the CREE's a beaten up stock too, so this one had my full attention. And I'll show you what I did here. I went to a lower time frame candle. I don't want to just jump in on this opening 5-minute candle. I'd like to see some kind of pullback. So I'll show you what I did. Let me switch time frames. And now you've got 2-minute candles here. I usually default to that as my little X-ray technique. So now you've got a high, a lower high, and sort of one of those whatever they call those doji candles, spinning top. I don't know what they call it. Doesn't matter. And I'm looking to go long over this candle with a stop below this candle. Just that simple. 58.73 if the next candle gets there. This is the candle I'm talking about. 58.73, and my stop's going to go below this candle at 58.45. So boom, there's the trigger. Next thing you know, we're through the high of the day, and CREE is one of the hottest stocks out there. And it went as high as 60.40. So from 58.73 to 60.40, it's somewhere around $1.70 on less than 20 cents. I'm sorry, less than 30 cents risk, 28 cents risk. That was another really nice one there, and the entry was somewhere right about here. And you see it never revisited our entry. Those are the fun ones, and neither one of those were my best call of the day. YRCW was my best call of the day. Now, believe me, I was hesitant to call this one. Simply because it was trading very thin. It's a thinner stock, but I loved where this thing gapped up to, even though it wasn't getting a lot of volume. So I called it, if it got up to here where that arrow is, 18.45. And I also told the members it was almost at 18.45 by the time I got out the call. I also told them, you know, even a high of day break would be fine. Worst case stop's going to be at 18.20. Okay, because I loved where this was gapping up to, and I love the daily chart on it. So there's the trigger, and look at this thing. I mean, unbelievable. It went all the way to 21.87. Huge move there. What is that? That's over $3 on 25 cents risk. And here's the daily now. Look at that. You had this, got killed, and then a bounce, and then this long flag, and we caught the breakout today, right at the right at the first 15 minutes of the day. Never looked back. So that was another really nice one. And I think the rest of the calls from the day from me, I called DAL, Delta Airlines. I called it, I don't want to get this wrong. I called it right here, 2260 with a 2253 stop, I think. I'll switch to 5s, which was right here. It never did stop out, but it didn't do much after that either. Kind of went sideways the rest of the day. I called a short in CAM. This was a fast money call, final trade, and you already had grinding higher. And then you had that upside shape change, and you had people chasing this from the fast money call. So I called this first break of a previous 5-minute candle's low. I called it short at 69, and it went down. It's still, like I said, a couple minutes left in the session. 60.28 so far, and the high of day stop never hit. And the reason was you had that upside shape, and it was up into the 200-day and near a couple recent highs. I didn't think it was going to break out of this island here after moving that far on an intraday basis. So that's it. That was my calls from today. I'm going to quit babbling, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.